Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Evolved Dad Shortcast. So, do you wonder why you start getting these ideas of what to do? Maybe you get it from a platitude or some random blurb from someone online, but it doesn't really seem to click. It seems like it's a lot of work and that other people are doing it so much simpler. And I want to dive into that to really dissect what we're working with over here. So, one of the ideas that I'm going to take as an example is people like to say you should be going to sleep after your wife and getting up before your wife. So, the idea behind that, if it's somebody that's saying it that's actually been doing it, is probably because they're working really hard on something. But the idea is not to just go to sleep later and get up earlier, because that does absolutely nothing aside from probably cause issues with your marriage. Now, first, I would say never take any of these as a hard set rule. Like I like to say, listen, but don't listen. Listen to what people have to say, look it over, understand it, see if it's something that fits into your lifestyle or where you look to go in life, and then you can make it part of your life. If not, move on. You learned something, you heard a new opinion, a new perspective, move on. But if it's something that you like, take a step back, understand how can you implement this into your life. Don't just try to jump in headfirst and expect everything to work. Because how each person implements it into their life is going to be different. Like I tell pretty much everyone, if you want to implement something new into your life, try to find the path of least resistance. See how you can implement it into your life in a way that it fits in with what you're doing. Don't try disrupting your life. The more you disrupt everything, the harder it's going to be because you're going to be pushing against everything else that's running already in your life. You're going to run up against the friction and you're going to get tired that much quicker. So, when it comes to going to sleep after your wife and getting up before her, I think it's a very misleading statement. Now, I will say that I've probably said it in the past as well, but the reason that I'm saying it's misleading is because doing that by itself does absolutely nothing. It does nothing. Like I said earlier, the only thing that it's probably going to cause is issues with your marriage because you're going to sleep later than your wife. You may not be getting into bed with her if that's something that you do. Getting up earlier, you may not be waking up with her if that's something that you do. So you're just going to create a tension, which is going to end up stressing you out as well. So all it's going to do is topple things over. But where I could say that this has come into my life, and probably for other people as well, is when you start building something that you become passionate about and you have a direction and you have a focus and you have an understanding of where you're going with it, it almost becomes all consuming. Now, as a father, as a husband, my focus has been retrained to giving my all to my wife and my kids. That to me is the greatest thing that I could do in life. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what next week brings, what next month, next year. And to me, the most important thing is right now. Right now, what can I give to my wife? What can I give to my children? While at the same time, building for the future. Because again, we don't know what the future holds. So looking to improve myself, but not losing that in the moment aspect. So for me, building the Evolved Dad brand has been eye opening, exciting, and in a way, all consuming. So yeah, I'll be working on it until late at night, but I'm not doing it just to go to sleep after my wife. In fact, I'd prefer to go to sleep with my wife, actually spend a little bit more time with her. But I know that if I want to get ahead and if I want to be able to build this brand and to be able to make it into something that I can help change families around the world, it's going to take that extra time. And right now, currently, with a 9 to 5, with a family of younger children, and with a wife, I don't have that time till later. So my time is later at night. My time is earlier in the morning. So that's why for me, it's I'm going to sleep later and I'm getting up earlier because I'm working harder every single day to make myself a better husband and father and working on helping others do the same because I know how fulfilling and how life-changing it is that I want others to be able to have the same. And it's not just the dads that are going to change, it's the entire families, it's the family dynamics. This is generational. And I know that I have the ability to do that. So that's why going to sleep later after my wife is something that I've embodied. And it's not something that I specifically do. If there are nights when I can get into bed earlier, I do. And then as far as getting up before my wife, I personally like to get up early in the morning. I really don't like getting up early, but I like getting up early because I get a head start. Be that exercise, working on some of my content, or taking care of something else, gratitude, prayer. That's what my mornings are like. And I like being up beforehand. I used to be the dad that was laying in bed till my kids woke me up. Then I'd start yelling and screaming why they're making noise. Didn't like it. Wasn't good. Now I'm up. I can bring the energy. I can be there to help wake them up, help get them ready for school. And I've already had that start to my day. Now, granted, sleep is crucial. So it's something that I monitor carefully. I got to do better at it, but I'm monitoring it. Because without having good sleep, I'm just going to end up deteriorating. So this is not a flex of like, I'm sleeping only 2, 3 hours a night and I'm hustling. No. This is talking about working hard so that I can give the best to my wife and my children. Not just today, but tomorrow and for the future. I can get my workouts in. I can get my mental workouts in and my physical workouts. And I can do what I'm passionate about. Building a brand to help other dads change how they see life. Change so that they can improve their relationships with their wife and their children. To have a family that brings them fulfillment, that gets them excited about every day wanting to do more and doing more for themselves. Also, that there's a better future. And it's so achievable. It's so achievable. So that's what it's all about, how I see it for getting up before your wife and going to sleep after your wife. If there's a purpose, if there's truly a reason that you're doing it, and it's not because you're mismanaging your time, it's because you want to make the most out of all the hours of the day. That's what the accomplishment is. The accomplishment is not the early rising and the late going to bed. That I can promise you. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me today. Want to wish you all the best. Have an awesome day. This is Jonathan, the Evolved Dad, signing off.